tough year. Not for me, but for the people that are around me. And so I basically just want to say that God is a good God. God is a good God, and He's brought us.
The moment the footage dropped, fans were stunned. It wasn't just speculation anymore. It wasn't just social media gossip or sly accusations tossed around in reunion specials. This time, there was tape, real, undeniable footage. And in that tape, Marsau Scott, caught red-handed lying to LaTisha. The man who had always carried himself as composed, confident, and calculated, now found himself exposed, his credibility hanging by a thread. Marsau talking to someone offset, casually mentioning details that directly contradicted what he had told LaTisha just days earlier. And when the clip made its way online, it spread like wildfire. Fans paused, replayed, zoomed in, the body language, the words, the tone. It was all there. In the footage, Marsau is overheard discussing a business trip that was supposedly the reason he had to miss an important family event. But instead of a boardroom or a client meeting, he was heard talking about drinks with friends, meeting someone he used to know, and needing to keep the trip low-key. Low-key? The phrase hit differently when fans compared it to LaTisha's tearful confessional just a few episodes prior, where she defended Marsau against cheating rumors. "He would never lie to me," she had said. "Marsau's always honest, even when it hurts." Now the internet was ablaze. Hashtags like #Marsau exposed and #Team LaTisha began trending. TikTokers broke down the audio. YouTubers reacted live. Reddit threads analyzed every syllable. People weren't just watching the show anymore. They were investigating it. When LaTisha saw the tape, the cameras were rolling. Producers had clearly planned for it. And to her credit, she watched the clip in silence, her face shifting from confusion to realization to something closer to betrayal. It was raw, real, and painful. "Why did you lie, Marsau?" she asked later in the episode. Her voice calm, almost too calm. "You looked me in the eye and told me you were in Atlanta for work." Marsau, visibly shaken, tried to recover. "I was, mostly. I just didn't think the other stuff mattered." LaTisha didn't yell. She didn't cry. But her silence said everything. Fans could feel the weight of it. This wasn't just about one lie. It was about trust, about years of built-up questions, about the growing gap between the Marsau and LaTisha that viewers met in Season 1 and the couple they were watching now. The fallout was immediate. Viewers took sides. Some defended Marsau, calling the situation a misunderstanding or blown out of proportion. But most rallied behind LaTisha, saying she deserved honesty, clarity, and respect, especially in front of millions. Marsau's next move didn't help his case. Instead of a heartfelt apology or even private accountability, he went on a podcast and brushed off the controversy. "People love drama," he said, "and editing makes everything worse." Editing? Fans weren't having it. The footage spoke for itself. The words were his. The moment was real, and brushing it off only deepened the divide. LaTisha, meanwhile, began to shine. She didn't retreat into the background. She stepped forward, sharing more on social media, appearing at events alone, speaking up in interviews. "Sometimes clarity is painful," she posted on Instagram, "but it's always a blessing." That one post was shared thousands of times. Commenters praised her strength, her grace, her growth. She wasn't just Marsau's wife anymore. She was LaTisha, a woman standing in her truth. Back on the show, the tension between the couple simmered. Marsau tried to make amends, planning date nights, giving gifts, offering half explanations. But LaTisha wasn't interested in surface-level solutions. She wanted the truth, all of it. "If we're going to keep doing this," she said in one scene, "then I need to know I'm not crazy. I need to know I'm not defending someone who won't defend me back. It was a turning point for her, for their marriage, and for fans watching who had followed their journey from the beginning. This wasn't just reality TV anymore, it was real life. As the season progressed, more details came out. Conversations Marsau had with castmates, old messages that resurfaced, hints that this wasn't the first time something had been swept under the rug. But it wasn't all darkness. The pain became a catalyst. LaTisha started new ventures, focused on herself. She became more vocal about self-worth, about marriage, about mistakes, and moving forward. You don't have to stay stuck, she told her followers. You can love someone and still choose yourself. That message resonated with women, with couples, with fans who saw their own stories reflected in hers. Marsau, for his part, began to soften. Maybe it was the backlash. Maybe it was the realization that he'd gone too far. He started therapy, attended counseling with LaTisha, began to share more vulnerably about the pressures he felt, the fears he had, the pride that often got in his way. I didn't want to look weak, he admitted. I thought if I kept everything together on the outside, I could fix the inside later. But that's not how marriage works. That's not how trust works. The road to redemption wasn't smooth. It wasn't instant, but it was real. Fans watched as the couple navigated hard conversations, tears, apologies, moments of doubt, and glimpses of hope. And while some still believed LaTisha should walk away, others began to see a new possibility: growth, healing, a relationship rebuilt on truth. Because at the end of the day, the tape wasn't just a gotcha moment, it was a mirror, a moment of reckoning, a painful but powerful truth bomb that forced both Marsau and LaTisha to stop pretending and start confronting. And that's what made this story resonate so deeply. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't polished, but it was honest. And in reality TV, that's the rarest drama of all. If you found this breakdown powerful, make sure to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives and real talk moments from your favorite reality shows. Because the truth, it always finds a way to surface.